What's going on, y'all? It is officially time for my 2026 NFL Draft wide receiver rankings today. I got 45 names for y'all that we need to go through. I'm going to be honest, I'm going to be pretty quick with the bottom guys. I try to do tiers, so I guess we'll go ahead and start off. And it is a pretty good wide receiver class. I got 20 guys in my top 150. So top 20, top 150, all fifth round or better players in my book. Starting off with the bottom three guys that are somewhat big bodies, 6'1 to 6'3, 200 to 215, 216 pounds to be exact. But yeah, you got multiple guys in this tier. All of them did test out, which none are fantastic athletes, but they're definitely not bad athletes either. I would say Jalen Walthall out of Incarnate Ward, hopefully I said that right, is the most intriguing. He was really good after the catch. He didn't have a problem catching the ball, 2.8% drop rate. Contested catches, he came down with 50% of them, which isn't a terrible number. So he is somewhat intriguing to me. Dylan Bell didn't get a lot of usage over at Georgia, less than 300 yards, but he was good when he got the ball. And then Chase Roberts just doesn't really make people miss after the catch and drops the ball almost at a 13% rate. So just a guy I'm not all that excited about, to be honest with you. My next tier of guys, I guess you could say, runs from Colleen Lacey all the way up to Vinny Anthony the second. We'll start from the bottom, make our way up. Lacey's like a fun gadget guy. I mean, 17 forced missed tackles this past year is a great number, but that's kind of all he is, and he's not that fast either. So I don't really see a way he's going to be a successful NFL player. Hope he proves me wrong. And the two LSU receivers, I'm a lot lower on than most. Like Baron Brown has the speed. I think Aaron Anderson could have ran a fast 40 if he would have ran. But like they're very small guys. Baron Brown 5'11", 177 pounds, so he's light. Aaron Anderson 5'8", 191, so he's very short. And then you just like when you look at the metrics, both of them struggle to catch the ball. And that also appeared at the Senior Bowl. They both had drop problems. Surprisingly, even though they're smaller receivers, they were pretty effective in jump ball situations. So there's that, I guess. But like these are not receivers I'm all that excited about. Maybe I'd bring them in if they are undrafted to work, but I'm not drafting either of these LSU receivers, so I figured I'd leave them next to each other in my rankings. Eric Rivers out of Georgia Tech, I was pleasantly surprised with. Very good athlete, 5'10", almost 180 pounds, so another smaller guy. But I mean, like I said, he really is athletic. I would like to see more from him after the catch. 7 missed tackles isn't a bad number, but it's definitely not a number to get excited about. He is a decent route runner, but when you watch him play, it's like you see glimpses of good. It's just not nearly consistent enough. And I mean, he was the clear number one option at Georgia Tech, and he still couldn't really be all that productive. So I don't know, just a guy like I guess there is a tier break off from 39 to 40, in my opinion. Where like Rivers, I could consider taking Eric Rivers in the seventh round. Baron Brown and Aaron Anderson, I'm not drafting. And then the top two of this tier I made, Cyrus Allen, Vinny Anthony. Those are two guys I feel like a lot of people have a lot higher than me, especially Vinny Anthony, excuse me, who looked phenomenal at the Senior Bowl, but the problem is you were really good for a week. I'm like, okay, I need to check this dude out. Let's go see the tape isn't great. Like he is a very solid route runner. I'll give him that, but he's not the most explosive guy in the world. He also is not the biggest guy in the world at 6 foot 185. He drops the ball a lot in his tape. So it's like it's just not a player I can really get all that excited for. And Cyrus Allen, I do think, is in a similar boat with Anthony, but I think Anthony's Senior Bowl tape just looked so much like better in general than anything I saw from Cyrus Allen on his tape that I was like, okay, I'll give Anthony the nod regardless of Allen being more productive in college, which caught 12 touchdowns, which is an awesome number. But I mean, it's just not really holding water to me. He's not good at the catch point, 20% contested catch rate's not good. He doesn't drop the ball. And he is somewhat solid after the catch, but just another guy I'm not too excited about. So yeah, I mean, these guys are in the tier of like seventh round UDFA for me, the top three higher than the bottom three for me. All right, Man, allergies are killing me, so I apologize if I'm blowing my nose a lot. But then our next tier is a lot of big wide receivers, and big athletic wide receivers is that. It wouldn't surprise me if some people have these guys a lot higher. I just think they are really just all athlete right now. Like the tape and production really doesn't like give you what you would hope for. They are just all 6'3" and taller, and most of them outside Reggie Virgil are 205 pounds or heavier. So it's like you get excited about that when you see Jeff Caldwell, 6'5", 216, running 4.31. You see Caleb Douglas, 6'4", 206, 4.39. J. Michael Sturdivant, 6'3", almost 210 pounds, 4'4", with a 39-inch vert. But then it's like you watch them play and you're like, "Oh, like, that's why you're a day 3 pick." Like, you're just unpolished. I would say really all of them are not that good of route runners. Virgil, I'd probably give the biggest nod to, personally. Virgil is also probably the best weapon after the catch, but Caldwell having a in double-digit missed tackle force number is also nice to see. All their drop rates are pretty bad outside of Colby Young and J. Michael Sturdivant, who are also the best in contested catch situations based on the numbers. But it's just like, man, like I don't know with like a lot of them. I Sturdivant does interest me, but he just wasn't super productive. He's not great after the catch. He is just a big body that has some speed that can somewhat win at the catch point. Caleb Douglas is a big body that struggles to catch the ball, that isn't great at the catch point, but gives you more yak ability, in my opinion, to work with. And I mean, he's an inch taller as well. The measurements are better. But I mean, like it's always funny when I look at stuff on the fly. I think actually I'm going to give the nod to Sturdivant and move him up one spot real quick on the fly. I looked at this earlier and I've been looking at it for months on months, but you never know. You can always find new stuff. And I just think with J. Michael Sturdivant being a little bit better of an athlete in terms of being able to jump higher and he's more consistent catching the ball that I probably should have gave him the nod earlier. But like I said, there's 45 receivers. So the guys that I have day 3 grades on that aren't in my top 150 that I am deeming like, hey, I would probably take a shot on these guys in maybe the 5th round, likely the 6th round. It's like it's less on my worries because like I said, all their tape does have flaws. That's why I give Caldwell the highest nod. While the tape might be the not be the best, the dude is 6'5", 216 pounds, and is a freak athlete, like a borderline 10 RAS score type of athlete. So it's like I'd rather swing on that than someone that is a little bit better now, but half the athlete. So that's why I give Caldwell the nod in this tier. Let's go ahead and go to my next tier because, like I said, I'm a big tier guy. So you'll see that in my tight end rankings tomorrow especially. So let's go to my next group of guys. Don't want to go too far. Right there is the spot. So 27 through 31. I like all these guys. I think they are all weapons after the catch. They are all good route runners. Harrison Wallace, I will go ahead and say, like like pleasantly surprised by the tape because I feel like a lot of people have him as a UDFA and don't really pay attention to him. I watched the tape and I was like, man, this guy's really not that bad. He knows how to separate. He's not the best athlete ever, but oh well. Like route running and catching the ball will always hold more water for me personally than anything else when it comes to being a wide receiver. So a guy that had over 900 receiving yards, shown somewhat glimpses of being able to make people miss, but also a 4% drop rate. I like that a lot. Tyron Montgomery's at 30. I don't know how I'm expected to find John Carroll tape, so I'm going to be honest. I couldn't watch them in depth. It's just clips on X, on YouTube, wherever I can find them. And majority is how good he looked at the Senior Bowl because he was out there dominating against everybody. I mean, hell, Chris Johnson is a top 20 player in the class for me. He even got the best of Chris Johnson multiple times. So it's like the dude is a monster. The numbers you can find at John Curl, which aren't advanced metrics, but over 1,500 receiving yards and 15 touchdowns. Like the dude does know how to get busy, and it really showed when he showed up to the Senior Bowl and he was ready to roll, and he outperformed a lot of guys that had like early day 3 pedigrees to him. So it's like Tyler Montgomery is someone I am a fan of. The next 3 is a lot of speed. Brennan Thompson, I'll probably get some backlash having him this low at 29. Time will tell. He is just so small, man. 5'9", 164 pounds. Yeah, like I hope you would run a 4.26 if that's the case. he's not spectacular after the catch by any means. Like seven's not a bad number for missed tackle rate, but he also does struggle to catch the ball at times, and he's obviously not good at the catch point being this small. So it's just like to me, I see a wide receiver five that gets on the field if you have injuries that is a gadget guy for you and maybe a big time special teams player for you. Outside of that, I'm not really seeing why anyone would even think about taking Thompson in the third round. I probably wouldn't take him till the fifth or sixth round as well. Xavier Thomas and Malik Benson, two guys I'm a lot higher on than most people. Xavier Thompson to me is the clear cut best LSU receiver I watched, regardless if here is that even right? Yeah, even if Baron Brown outperformed him last season based on 100 yards, he really didn't. I mean, like the dude's got 4.28 speed, but he's 196 pounds, so really a freak athlete. The measurables aren't bad. He can jump out the gym, 128-inch broad jump. Like, he was pretty productive in his limited touches. 7 missed tackles isn't a bad number for that low of touches. 4% drop rate's not bad. He could go up and get the football. Like, he really can. I think he wasn't used right at LSU. To me, he by far has the most potential out of the 3 LSU receivers, and he'd be the one I'd be taking a shot on. And like I said, I would take him over Brennan Thompson, who people are a lot higher on than I am. Malik Benson, I think, is a really fun prospect. 6 foot, 190. That's not bad at all. 4.37 speed. It shows up in the tape. But the thing that I love about Malik Benson, the dude does not drop the ball and he can high point the ball. I mean, 2.3% drop rate, 60% contested catch rate's insane. The only flaw he really has to me, also Xavier Thompson or Xavier Thomas, excellent special teams player. That also gets a small bonus for me. But the only problem I have with him that really prevents him from being a borderline top 20 receiver, even though he has the speed, like he just doesn't have like a really tool bag to make people miss. Like he kind of just catches the ball and he accepts defeat. He's kind of reminds me a little bit of Tyler Lockett of he's not fighting for extra yards and it's kind of like, okay, I'm here, defender's about to get me, I'm going down, which is fine to some people because live for another day. I understand that. You're not the biggest guy in the world at 189 pounds. But I just think with that speed, he's selling himself so short of being a even better football player. So I like Malik Benson. I just think maybe needs to change the play style a little bit, get better after the catch, and then we could really be working with someone. All right, let's talk about guys 21 through 26 here before we get into the top 20. And yeah, I know this is going to be interesting to some, especially maybe the next couple who I kind of have in a tier of big body receivers. The best one to me is Josh Cameron, then Jordan Hudson, then Jacoby Lane, CJ Daniels. I'll talk about Daniels and Lane first because I mean I know some people that have these guys in like top 15 and I'm just nowhere near that. Like maybe I take these guys in the fifth round. Jacoby Lane's a better athlete than CJ Daniels, in my opinion, and he's a little bit bigger as well, 2 inches taller. That's why I give him the nod. Jacoby Lane has like so much Keon Coleman written over him. It's insane. Like he makes spectacular catches that makes him look better than what I think he really is because at the end of the day, his drop rate's over 7%. Not terrible. Contested catch rate's 43%. So also like, not terrible, but, like, he just cannot get open, and honestly, I think this might be another one where on the fly, I actually now that I look at more advanced metrics, I kinda lean CJ Daniels, and I kinda already felt that way with the tape because Daniels' big problem is the same gripe with Malik Benson. He really is not a weapon after the catch, and to me, that is largely due to just overall athleticism. He's not the most athletic guy in the world, so that is his one flaw, but he is a much better contested catch guy. And at the end of the day, when I'm talking about Jacoby Lane and I'm saying, hey, like he can't separate well and he'll make a spectacular catch here and there, I guess then I probably should lean with the guy that does it more consistently with CJ Daniels. Let's talk about the next two, though, that I mentioned being Jordan Hudson and Josh Cameron. Jordan Hudson and Cameron actually are both very good, surprising weapons with the ball in their hands. I mean, Cameron, 14 missed tackles forced, awesome number. 16 for Hudson. Cameron catches the ball more consistently, 1.4% drop rate's incredible. And a 57% contested catch rate is also muy bien. So I lean Josh Cameron. Josh Cameron's been someone I've had as high as like top 20 for me. Moved him down just a little bit because I think he's very unpolished as a route runner, but he is big. He's very physical. It showed up at the combine, very strong hands. So I do like Josh Cameron quite a bit. And Jordan Hudson, I think, is also a solid player. And this gets to the tier like where they didn't make my top 150, but if you took him in the fourth round, I'm not going to be mad at you. All right. Two of my most underrated weapons, in my opinion, in this draft are Lewis Bond and Kendrick Law from Boston College in Kentucky. All day long, I take these guys over Brennan Thompson. I know I keep using Thompson as kind of like the measuring stick, but it's just because of how much higher Thompson goes in mocks than these guys. Kendrick Law is a really, really, really fun weapon, and so is Lewis Bond. But Law is a little bit heavier. He's a better athlete, can jump out the gym at 5'11", but he's also just a missed tackle machine. Like he is so hard to bring down in space. 13 missed tackles. Same with Lewis Bond, who's got 16. Both of them rarely ever drop the ball. 1.9% drop rate, 4.3. And surprisingly, for being smaller receivers, they really are pretty good at the catch point, which they didn't really get a lot of opportunities. I think that's why the numbers are so blown out of proportion. But I mean, they showed in the limited opportunities they can go up and get it. So it's like guys that are really going to kill you with their yak ability, who can also go up and get the ball and who catch the ball consistently. Personally, I'm a fan of. So yeah, I'm pretty high on Kendrick Law and Lewis Bond. Let's go ahead and talk about 20 through 16. I know number 20 is going to ruffle some feathers big time. So we'll go ahead and get it out the way and start talking about it. But there's my 20 through 16, and it clearly you can kind of see this was a tier for me of weapons after the catch with some speed type of guys. So let's go ahead and talk about each of them. And we'll talk about the three we have not talked about being Antonio Williams out of Clemson, Deion Burks out of Oklahoma, and Kevin Coleman Jr., who to me might be one of the most underrated players in the entire class out of Mizzou. So, yeah, let's break them down. Antonio Williams and Burks are definitely better athletes. Burks has a lot more strength in his game than Williams, so that's a big reason I give him the nod. He also just makes people miss in space a little more consistent. Um, I would say Antonio Williams definitely has the better hands and essentially even you could say better vision. But like I said, Deion Burks is just so damn strong with that compact build at 5'10", 182. Like it is hard to get him down on the ground. Like he can definitely go through some people. Kevin Coleman is like an interesting one to a lot of people because he's 5'11", 179. He's not the best athlete in the world. I mean, he runs damn near a 4.5. He's not quick off the line in the 10-yard split, but really neither is Antonio Williams. But the thing about Kevin Coleman, he's got some of the best vision really in this whole class at wide receiver. Like he just knows how to weave through and maneuver through a defense. 16 missed tackles forced. He can also go up and get the ball, 81% contested catch rate, but that reflects the vertical being over 38 inches as well as the other two guys as well, and a 2% drop rate. So really, these guys, there's a strong chance on my final big board, my top 150, that these guys are literally back to back to back all on the big board in a row. So it's like, don't think Kevin Coleman's at 75 and Antonio Williams is at 125. Like, it's really pick your poison. I just love Kevin Coleman's yak ability and how good he is with the football in his hands. And that's why I give him the nod over Burks and Williams. But like I said, these guys are in a tier of their own right there. 17 and 16 before we crack the top 15 is going to be Eric McAllister out of TCU and Derzon Stribling out of Ole Miss. I'm going to plant my flag right now. Eric McAllister will be one of the biggest steals of day three of the draft. He's not going to go in the first three rounds. Hell, he probably won't go in the fourth round either. Whoever takes him, probably round 5 through 7, that dude's going to potentially be a starting wide receiver for you down the line. Like, it's just crazy. No one talks about him. I get he's not the best athlete in the world. It shows up in the tape. 6'4", 195 pounds. The dude's elite. He was by far TCU's best weapon this past year. You knew the ball was going to him. You still couldn't stop him. Nearly 1,200 receiving yards, 10 touchdowns, and 27 missed tackles forced for someone 6'4". Do you understand how crazy that is? The drop rate's a little high. It's largely, to me, due to the massive target share he had. The contested catch rate can get better. I mean, but he's fairly like athletic. Like he definitely can jump. He's just not the fastest guy in the world. So a guy that is that electric with the ball in his hands and can make that many people miss is a guy I'm going to bet on. Derzon Stribling out of Ole Miss, I like a ton too. 6'2", 207. Heck of an athlete. Ran a 4.36, 127-inch broad. I mean, can make people miss. The drop rate is awesome at 1%. Um, he's pretty good at going up and getting the ball as well. Like Derzon Stribling, oh man, I'm in another debate. Like as you can see, like it is very easy to change your mind with players so close, but like Stribling, I think just being a better overall athlete and his hands are more consistent. I'm going to give a small nod, but like I said, don't get it mixed up. Eric McAllister is still going to be my dude in this draft class, which officially will end at wide receiver 17. I just think Stribling is also severely underrated. My guy Broshmo, I believe, has Stribling as his like wide receiver 11. Wide receiver 11. I'm not even mad at him. So give me 1 second. But yeah, I guess nonetheless, let's go ahead and talk about the 15 and we'll talk about 11 through 15 before the official top 10. So let's get the names out here. And yes, this is going to be my 11 through 15. And this really gets to the tier to me of solidified top 100 prospects. Like for sure, they are all in my top 100. Damn, my nose. Starting off with Bryce Lance, who could be viewed similar as like in a tier with Stribling and potentially McAllister as well. I think Lance is probably overall just a little bit better. I mean, 6'3", 205, very smooth, fluid route runner. Heck of an athlete, man. He can jump out the gym. He's very fast as well, gets off the line in a hurry, can make people miss as well. Great in contested catch situations. Bryce Lance, I do think, is one of the more underrated prospects in the entire draft. So if I think my Dolphins in the third round with those four threes, like my player comp, and yeah, it's lazy. It's the same school. No, he really does kind of play like Christian Watson. There's a lot of similarities. He's very fast, can go up and get the ball surprisingly well route runner. That's who he reminds me of a lot. Skylar Bell, I like a lot as a yak weapon with a ton of speed. 6 foot, 192 pounds, 4.4 speed. But like I said, the main reason I love Skylar Bell is what he can do after the catch. By far, UConn's best weapon this past year. Almost 1,300 yards, 13 touchdowns, 13 missed tackles forced, 2.9% drop rate, 65% contested catch rate, which is nuts for a receiver that is somewhat. I mean, he's not undersized, but like 6 foot, he's not the biggest guy in the world. So it's like he really is a good player. He is a older prospect, but definitely a guy I am very high on as well. That will definitely crack my top 100. Then 13 through 11, you got big body receivers that are going to probably have to make their money in the NFL, dominating the catch point. We'll start with Malachi Fields, 6'4", 218. I think Malachi Fields is one of the best run blockers in the whole entire class at wide receiver, which I know some people won't care. I personally do. You got to be able to be effective at every level of the game to be a great receiver. Malachi Fields can get after it as a blocker. He is just not a he's not fast because he is a good athlete. He can jump, and he's 6'4", and being able to jump also is a nice combo. But like he is just very slow, lacks like the explosiveness. So Malachi Fields to me, ideally at the NFL level, like to me, he's a big body wide receiver three on the outside. He can go up, get the ball. He doesn't really drop the ball ever. 2.7% drop rate, nearly a 50% contested catch rate. That can get better, I think, for sure. So just being a big physical boundary receiver and being a third option for a team, I think there's plenty of teams that need that, especially like I said, with what he offers as a run blocker. But to me, Elijah Surratt and Jeremy Bernard are definitely significantly to me better than Malachi Fields. Like I have them both in my top 75 for sure on my big board. Surratt, Surratt's a weird one because he's capable of making people miss, but also not an explosive athlete at all. He's not going to kill you with athleticism. He's pretty consistent at going up and getting the ball. He can get it in traffic. He's got pretty good hands that are consistent. He's not going to drop it. He's a great red zone target, which showed with 15 touchdowns last year, a lot of them coming in the red zone. So it's just like Surratt is another guy where I think he's a wide receiver three at the NFL level. But if Surratt is your three, I think you feel really good about your wide receiver room at that point. So just another guy that'll kill you with consistency. Jeremy Bernard is also going to be a step higher than Surratt for me personally. Like he could crack like a second round grade. Just such a weapon after the catch, which he's not the biggest play threat of taking it all the way. And he's a solid athlete, 6'1", 206. He's strong as an ox, like 17 missed tackles forced, 1.5% drop rate. He's not really a go up and get it guy. He's a guy that can work the intermediate of the field, get him the ball, and then he can create for himself after that point. So, a solid route runner for his size and physicality. And like I said, a real weapon after the catch. So, that's why I like Bernard. And Bernard to me as well, like another three. I think there's a lot of wide receiver threes at the NFL level in this class. But now let's talk about the top 10. And we got a little tier here with 9 and 10 to me with Ted Hurst and Chris Brazzell. Chris Brazzell, obviously out of Tennessee, Ted Hurst out of Georgia State. Both 6'4". Ted Hurst has about 10 pounds on Chris Brazzell, and it shows in the film. Ted Hurst is way more physical, way more dominating at the catch point than Brazzell. So we'll talk about Ted Hurst first because I really like Ted Hurst's game a lot. He's a pretty good athlete for being 6'4", 207, running damn near a 4.4. He is definitely a weapon after the catch. He's similar to Jeremy Bernard in the sense of get the football in his hands and watch what he can do after. He does drop the ball. Largely what I saw was focus drops more than anything, so that's pretty fixable because he does have good hands. He has nearly a 60% contested catch rate, which is very good. So it's a guy that can go up, get the ball. He showed that at the Senior Bowl. He had a couple mosses in the corner of the end zone on some pretty good players as well. It's slipping. Who was the corner? I think it was Colton Hood. But yeah, he can go up and locate the ball. He's very good after the catch. Ted Hurst to me, I'm surprised like he doesn't get a lot of like love to go in the second round. Like it really is kind of weird to me because I think he could be a real legit NFL weapon. Which he really showed at the Senior Bowl because he arguably looked like the best receiver in Mobile. So I think he should be getting a lot more love than what he does. To me, he definitely is stamped. I know he's number 10, but there wasn't really a lot of thought of him being under Bernard or Surratt or Fields for me. Chris Brazzell is a very unique player. I mean, 6'4", 198 pounds, 4.37 speed. So absolute burner on the boundary. He's got pretty good hands, but he's not all that good at the catch point. 43%, like I've been saying, it's not terrible, but it's not going to blow you away. The thing that really surprises me about Brazzell that I love is he's a pretty fluid route runner, in my opinion. Like that dude for being that tall and looking like a giraffe out there, he can make you miss. It's kind of similar to like what Bryce Lance does, except to a higher level. Like I think he is perfect for like Kyle Shanahan's offense in terms of being a boundary two opposite of Mike Evans that can kill you with speed vertically, but also can break in on you and leave you in the dust. So Chris Brazzell is someone I've debated as having as high as wide receiver 7. I felt comfortable at 9 because I worry about the play strength. That is my big concern with Chris Brazzell. 8 and 7 are going to be a package deal, and I know 8 will also ruffle some feathers, but it is what it is. I have my reasons. I'll explain right now. It's going to be Zachariah Branch out of Georgia and Casey Concepcion. I think they're very similar players in a sense. Concepcion's 3 inches taller, 28 pounds heavier. But the thing is, Zachariah Branch to me is way stronger. Like you see it in the film. Zachariah Branch being 177 pounds, but throwing up 20 reps on the bench and having 20 missed tackles forced is just really ludicrous numbers. I mean, Concepcion also has that high end speed and being 20 pounds heavier is nicer, but like then again, if Branch is the more physical player, like, is it really all that important? To me, it's not. I mean, they had similar production in terms of yards and touchdowns. Concepcion had him about 100 and 3 touchdowns. Like I said, Branch is a way better weapon with the ball in his hands, in my opinion, in terms of making people miss. Zachariah Branch gets a lot of shit for not running a complete route tree at Georgia because really all they used him with was screen passes. I don't know how he's supposed to control that. And if you're a defense and you know Zachariah Branch is going to get the ball around the line of scrimmage, why does he have 20 missed tackles in on the season then? Like, if you know he's getting the ball quick, press him, get up on him, and make the play. They can't. And the thing about Zachariah Branch is he is a good route runner. Like if you watch the actual tape of when he does go downfield, or you look out his workout videos when he's practicing, he makes cuts like that. Like he's not a bad route runner at all. Georgia just didn't allow him to run a complete route. And Concepcion's biggest thing that really puts the stamp on having him under Branch to me, his hands are way worse. Like he has a 10% over a 10% drop rate. He tries to like he doesn't have soft hands. You don't got soft hands, brother. He doesn't. He kind of just like tries to I mean, yeah, you like that a receiver extends and grabs the ball, but his hands are just so like I don't know, like stiff. Like it's not like throwing it into a basket. It's like throwing it at a brick wall in a sense of like it just bounces right off of him. He also, in a sense, reminds me a little of Jalen Waddle with the body catching stuff across the middle of the field. He's looking to catch it with his chest. That also causes a ton of drop problems. So even though he had the 66% contested catch rate, somehow I'm seeing through the bluff. I think Branch has better hands. I'd probably give Concepcion the lean as a route runner. Branch is the more physical player. I'd say he's better after the catch and he's better on special teams because I think both these guys will play a lot of special teams in their career. Zachariah Branch is my dude. Only time will tell if I'm an idiot or if I'm a genius because Concepcion is like consensus top 40 for a lot of people. Branch is like fringe top 75, top 100. So I'm really planting my flag right here in saying that a lot of people have it wrong. Zachariah Branch is going to be the more successful NFL player. All right, number six, before we crack the top five, is going to be Denzel Boston out of Washington. Denzel Boston is your prototypical big X receiver jump ball guy. That is it. He's not an explosive athlete. He's not a refined route runner. He is a 6'3", 212 strong monster on the outside that when things go bad and you see him in single coverage, you trust him to go up and get the ball. And he does it at an elite level. Like he really does. A 3% drop rate is incredible for a guy that's not getting a lot of short routes and short targets. 77% contested catch rate is incredible. So it's like Denzel Boston, I think, does get more hate. I'm personally not a big fan of the big physical receiver like mode. I think they bust way more than the refined route runners ever do. So that's typically not my cup of tea. But the thing with Boston is he clearly is pretty damn good at doing it. He's got great hands. He can high point the ball. He's consistent. He can stop sometimes and surprise you and just get a quick catch on you. But Boston is a lot better than what I think people give him credit for. He's going to be in my top 50, which Branch and Concepcion won't be. Spoiler right outside looking in. But yeah, Boston I think is better than what a lot of people try to give him credit for because he does have very good like he's good at what he does, and at the end of the day that is important. Is he ever gonna be a receiver one? To me, no. I don't think you see a real receiver one. I don't know if there is a real receiver one. I'll go ahead and flat out say that. There's one guy I think talent-wise that could be, but he's not even gonna be my one spoiler because he can't stay on the field. If you can't figure out who I'm talking about, Jordan Tyson. But we got a couple names to talk about before. And Chris Bell out of Louisville is gonna be my next one. Chris Bell and Denzel Boston are very close to me in a sense of just like they're in a similar tier. I like Chris Bell more because he's a way more explosive athlete. Granted, Bell is going to be coming off a torn ACL. He tore his ACL in November. He was having an incredible year, though. I mean, 917 yards, 6 touchdowns. He already had 9 missed tackles for us. That number would have went well over probably 12 to 13. 4% drop rate. The 50% contested catch isn't bad. Like Chris Bell is going to be it's a home run swing because to me he's going to fall somewhere into like a his absolute ceiling is like a DK Metcalf AJ Brown-esque player. His floor is like a Xavier Legette-esque player. I have more faith in him than what I did in Xavier Legette personally. He's a better route runner. They're similar athletes though, and after the catch offer similar stuff. But Bell can, I think, separate better for himself, and he's probably even a little more physical. So I do like Bell. Here, give me 1 second, guys. My apologies. Hopefully, y'all skip forward 50 seconds. But like I was saying, Chris Bell, wide receiver five. Let's go ahead and jump up to my true first round grade guys. And we'll start off number four with Omar Cooper Jr. Such a weapon for Indiana. I am shocked that some people don't like Omar Cooper Jr. I know Trevor Sigma has Elijah Surratt higher than him. I don't understand how that's even possible. Maybe he's right and he looks like a rocket scientist. I don't know. Omar Cooper Jr. is a refined route runner. He knows how to separate and get open and he is elite after the catch. I mean, the dude had 27 missed tackles forced and a 4% drop rate, 13 touchdowns. Like, I don't know how everyone doesn't consensusly have Omar Cooper as a first round grade. He is one of the most bust proof prospects in the whole entire draft to me. He will be a successful NFL receiver, and I think he will be a good go to number two option at the NFL level just because, like I said, the stuff that translates the easiest is if you can run routes, you'll be good. If you can catch the ball, you'll probably be good. And if you're great after the catch, you might be really good. So Omar Cooper is going to be my number four. Going into the top three, number three is going to be Jordan Tyson. Talent wise, to me, Jordan Tyson is easily the wide receiver one. It's not even close. He just plays at another level. He's 6'2, 205 pounds. He's pretty strong. I mean, 26 reps on the bench is actually surprising. I did not know that. I mean, I typed it in at some point, but that's kind of a surprising number to me. But yeah, I mean, he can work after the catch. He has great hands, 1.6% drop rate. He can go up and get the ball, and he is a borderline elite route runner at his size to me. So, in terms of being maybe a potential top 10 wide receiver in the league, in a real wide receiver one, Jordan Tyson certainly has the highest ceiling and best chance to be that to me. The problem is the injuries. He has lingering hamstring issues. That's probably why he won't go in the top 20. He has torn his ACL in the same knee. That's kind of scary. He's broken his collarbone. I mean, in a sense, the dude is literally made out of glass and cannot stay on the football field. And it's been a problem consistently through his whole collegiate career. That's the only reason he's under the top two guys because the top two guys, in a similar sense to Omar Cooper, I think are a little bit better than Cooper and have higher ceilings as well. So, number two, and you already know who number one's going to be at this point, is going to be Carnell Tate and Makai Lemon. We'll start off with Makai Lemon. Like I said, he's very similar to Omar Cooper in a sense of a lot that you'll like about Omar Cooper, you also will like about Makai Lemon. He is fantastic after the catch. He doesn't drop the ball. And Makai can surprisingly go up and get it despite his 5'11" size. And I mean, when I say he can go up and get it, he can make defenders look silly. Like he can go over top of their head and just take the ball from them. So Makai Lemon, I think, might be the safest wide receiver in the entire draft class in terms of he will be a good NFL player. There's some concerns about his character potentially. There could be some concerns about he's a slot only receiver, which slot receivers are dominating the NFL, so that's not really a concern for me. So yeah, Makai Lemon feels like one of the safest players, should be and will be a top 15, at least top 16 pick to the Jets, in my opinion. So yeah, he's going to be my number two. He is just the two big gripes are he is just very physically limited, I guess, in terms of height and just overall speed. Like he's never going to beat you with his speed, but he will beat you with everything else in his skill set. Number one receiver in the class, though, one of the safest, in my opinion, Cardinal Tate. He will be the first wide receiver taken, and rightfully so. I mean, Cardinal Tate really doesn't have a flaw in his game. He's not really a great athlete either, similar to Lemon, but he's probably a better athlete than Lemon, and he's 3 inches taller, which he can be that X receiver on the outside. Tate is just such a complete player, man. Like a 0% drop rate. He did have a drop in the college football playoffs, though. Well, I think he uh should have been ruled a drop, but maybe not. 85% contested catch rate, can go up and get it. But the thing I love about Cardinal Tate, one of the best route runners in the draft, not even close. Can separate short, can separate medium, can separate deep. He's a long strider, so that kind of helps him with the lack of off the line speed. And like I said, he's great at the catch point, has very good hands, clearly with a 0% drop rate. Feels like one of the safest wide receivers. I think will probably be a Giant or a Brown at 5 or 6, maybe a Commander at 7 if they get lucky. Carnell Tate will be, to me, a very good wide receiver too at the NFL level, somewhat similar to like a smaller T. Higgins, in my opinion. But that's going to be my wide receiver rankings. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Appreciate y'all for watching. Until next time, peace out.